Hey guys, in this video, we're gonna be discussing how to consult and how to understand your client's needs. The way I'm gonna teach you is the way I do it and the way I've taught many other barbers on how to extract information from the client so that you know exactly what you need to do and how you need to proceed with this haircut. First and foremost, it's very important that we ask the client, what has he done before? And what does he like and what did he not like? This will give you a basic understanding of what direction you need to move forward with. Now, if the client has long hair and he wants to keep it long, then maybe it's best for us to ask him, okay, well, how long do you want to keep it? What's the style? What's the texture? I always tell my barbers, if you're ever in doubt, ask the client to pull out a picture on their phone so that you can have a reference. If they're having a hard time pulling up a picture, maybe you pull out your phone and you show them different styles that will work well with their hair. If a client has a shorter hair and he doesn't know what he wants, or he says, you know what, I'm good with anything, do whatever you want. It's very important that we ask them, tell me, what is too short for you? You know, is bald too short, or are you okay with going bald? You know, is a 1 too short? Is a 2 too short? It's very important that we ask that question so that we don't go ahead and do something and then they look in the mirror and they see like, oh no, you've gone too short. And it's always better to cut less off than cutting too much off and then not being able to put it back on. That question is so important. How short do you want to go, or what is too short for you? Once the client has told you like, you know what, I want it short, but not down to the skin, or I don't want it to be see-through. I want it, you know, I still want to have a little bit of hair on the side. That is important to know because that will determine the length that you're going to be starting your haircut with. Third question is, how high do you like your blend? Some clients, they like to have a square shape on the side. Some clients like it rounded. And depending on the style on the top, this will determine what shape you want to go with. So we always ask the client, how high do you want me to bring that to? Or that 1.5, or that 0 fade, or that bald fade? These are important questions because these are, again, will help you determine the start of your haircut. When we show you how to do a haircut, these are the kind of questions that you will see us ask the client so we can make sure and we understand what the client wants. You want to always ask the client what he wants to do in the back. Does he want to square up his neckline? Does he want to round it off? Or does he want to taper it? Last but not least, you want to ask the client, hey, how do you want to style the top? What's the look you're trying to go for? Do you comb it over? Do you slick it back? Do you part it? Do you not? Do you have a faux hawk, a mohawk? These are all questions that we want to ask the client in order to make sure that we are getting the haircut 100%. I always like to over ask and double check and triple check with the client before I start my haircut. So that way I have removed the blame from myself and put it on them, just in case I do something after we've discussed it and we've agreed on, where the client looks in the mirror and says, oh, I didn't like that. Now I'm free from any guilt because I have asked him many times over and over again what he wants to do, and he has agreed to it and we have moved forward with it. Now it's not because I've done something wrong, it's because his choice did not look right for him. Now there's a way to avoid that. One of the ways to avoid that is if you look at a client and you can kind of tell like he's not the type of person to go really, really short, you can show him a reference point. Pull out your phone, show him a reference point, be like, look man, you want a 1, but this is what a 1 looks like. Are you sure you want to go this short? If they say yes, then go ahead and do it. Sometimes they will say, oh no, you know what, this is way too short. Let's go a couple steps up. As soon as the client says that, I immediately know that this client does not like to go really short. They want to have a longer haircut. This is what's very important in consulting with the client, understanding what they want. And also a good question would be, hey, what's the occasion for this haircut? Are you going to a wedding? Do you have a date? Is it a birthday party? What's going on? Why are you getting this haircut? Is it an interview? Sometimes I also like to ask my questions, hey, what's your profession? What do you do for work? If they're, you know, a C-suite kind of executive, we're not going to give them a skin fade with a design and a hard line in their head. We want to make sure that we are providing the service that is, you know, appropriate for them and for their lifestyle and for the work that they do. Always ask your client, be 100%, and then move on.